You felt it, didn't you? That strange magnetic pull towards this video, even as your finger hovered over the scroll button, ready to flee. This is not a coincidence, it is a collision. Your hesitation isn't random, it is archonic interference, a biological security guard in your brain trying to protect the version of you that is already dying. The truth appears quietly, so the unready can ignore it, but you chose to stay. Notice the sudden tightening in your chest, or that subtle flutter in your stomach as I speak. These are not signs of anxiety, they are somatic recalibration signals. Your body recognizes a frequency it hasn't heard in eons. The life you've built, the roles, the titles, the comfortable lies is beginning to feel like a suit of armor that is 3 sizes too small. It's suffocating because your soul is outgrowing the cage you call normal. Most people spend their entire lives running from the smoke, never realizing that the fire is coming from within. They see their world crumbling, a failed relationship, a lost career, a shattered belief, and they call it a tragedy. But in the language of Thoth, this is the first stage of the great work. Your life is burning because it has to. You cannot pour the gold of a new consciousness into the rusted mold of an old identity. If you are ready to stop fighting the flames and start becoming the fire, then you have arrived at the right coordinate in time. We are about to decode the forbidden physics of your own transformation. Before we move deeper into the forge, I challenge you to subscribe and join the sovereign few who dare to look into the abyss. Let us strip away the ash and see what remains when the illusion of you is finally gone. Have you ever wondered why, at the exact moment you decide to change, your body seems to betray you? You feel a sudden, overwhelming sleepiness, a brain fog that descends like a thick curtain, or perhaps a restless agitation that makes you want to crawl out of your skin. This is not a failure of your will, it is the biology of the forge. Your nervous system is hardwired to prioritize survival over evolution, and to your amygdala, the alchemical fire of transformation looks exactly like a death sentence. This is what we call the vagus nerve trap. Your body is biologically wired to stay asleep, because the familiar, even if it is painful, is safe to the primal brain. When you begin to raise your internal frequency, you create a stroboscopic friction within your cells. Itzhak Bentov suggested that we disappear 14 times a second, oscillating between this reality and the absolute. When the fire of transformation begins, this oscillation speeds up. You are literally blinking in and out of existence with greater intensity, and your ego perceives this as a structural collapse. Consider your DNA not just as a blueprint, but as a biocircuitry antenna. It is constantly receiving and transmitting reality tethering signals. When you enter the forge, your antenna begins to pick up higher dimensional frequencies that the old hardware cannot process. This mismatch creates what we call archonic interference, a psychological white noise designed to keep you tuned to the Matrix's broadcast. The resistance you feel is the sound of your old radio being forced to tune to a station it wasn't built to play. Let that sink in for a moment. Every bout of anxiety, every moment of self-doubt during a crisis is actually a recalibration signal. Your security guards are patrolling the borders of your current identity, terrified that if the fire burns hot enough, the borders will vanish entirely. But the fire isn't here to destroy you. It's here to destroy the antenna that keeps you trapped in a frequency of compliance. Watch what happens in your body right now as you realize that your pain has a purpose. The heat is not your enemy, it is the catalyst for the gold. Welcome to the abyss. In the ancient language of the Emerald Tablets, this is Nigredo, the blackening. It is the stage where the fire has burned long enough that everything recognizable has turned to ash. Carl Jung called this the confrontation with the shadow. It is the moment when the universe stops holding your hand and begins to strip you bare. You may feel a hollow, echoing void in your solar plexus, a sense that your life is a house of rotting soul scaffolding that must be torn down. This is not a mistake. It is the architecture of decay necessary for rebirth. During Nigredo, your external reality often mirrors your internal rot. The Jungian mirror becomes inescapable. Your enemies, your failures, and your deepest anxieties are no longer outside of you. They are the externalization of your own shadow self. Thoth warned that the mentalism trap makes your thoughts feel foreign, as if they are not yours, because the matrix is feeding on the despair of your dying ego. This is the louche farm in action. The system attempts to harvest your fear as food just as you are about to exit the cycle. But there is a secret hidden in this darkness, a lost chapter in the cosmic feedback loop. While you feel like you are losing everything, you are actually experiencing the observation trap. By collapsing your old reality through the fire of Nigredo, you are forcing your attention to stop feeding the quantum cage of the matrix. The darkness is not the end of your light. It is the protective shroud that hides your God fluid as it begins to activate within the claustrum of your brain. Let this sink in. The despair you feel is a recalibration signal. The ego panics in the dark because it cannot see the future, but your soul, your future self paradox, is sending a signal back from the timeline where you have already ascended. The silence of Nigredo is your ultimate weapon. When you stop trying to wake up and instead allow the fire to consume the falsehoods, the frequency trap loses its grip. You are not rotting. You are fermenting into something divine. If the fire of Nigredo feels like you are losing your grip on reality, it is because you are finally noticing the blink factor. Itzhak Bentov revealed a forbidden truth. You are not a solid object, but a stroboscopic event. You disappear and reappear 14 times every second, oscillating between this dense physical world and the absolute, a point of zero time where consciousness becomes pure reality. When your life is in the forge, this oscillation becomes turbulent. You are literally flickering at a higher rate, and the old version of you is being left behind in the frames of time that are no longer supported by your current frequency. Imagine a movie projector. If the film begins to move too fast for the old gears, the image on the screen begins to melt and burn. This is your life right now. The vertical time you are entering is stripping away the linear decay of your past. Bentov's wild pendulum theory suggests that your mind is a clock that has been forced out of sync. The alchemical fire is simply the process of recalibrating your pendulum to the still point, the forbidden meditation where you stop bending to the matrix and start bending reality itself. Notice the recognition hesitation you might be feeling. It's that split second where you recognize these words as true, but your mind tries to pull away. This is the quantum trap. The more you try to hold on to your old image, the more the fire hurts. The secret to surviving this stage is to realize that you are the observer of the flickering, not the flicker itself. You are the conscious black light that remains when the stroboscopic show of the ego finally stops. Watch what happens to the tension in your jaw as you accept this. The heat you feel is the friction of your bioelectric coil waking up at the base of your spine. You are not being destroyed. You are being accelerated. The fire is burning the simulation code of your old life to reveal the absolute point where you and the Creator are one. Let the old frames burn. What is real cannot be consumed.
Navigate the fire. You must recognize the alchemy of your own life. These stages are the sound matrix of your evolution, the 7 alchemical stages of soul transformation. 1. Calcination, the burning of pride. The fire begins here. It is the destruction of your outward ego. The God particle inside your brain begins to heat up as the universe burns away your attachments. You feel a tightening in the chest as your social masks melt. This is Thoth's mentalism trap being exposed. You realize your thoughts were never truly yours. 2. Dissolution, the breaking of the dam. The ash is now washed by the God fluid of the brain. You feel an emotional unraveling. The heart's forbidden torus field begins to spin. This is the stage where trying to wake up is recognized as a trap. You must simply let the walls collapse. 3. Separation, filtering the essence. You start to distinguish between your true self and the egregor pact you've been living under. You become the silent observer. You see the archonic interference for what it is, a parasitic signal designed to harvest your louche. 4. Conjunction, the marriage of opposites. The masculine and feminine energies within the bicameral mind begin to reunite. You understand Thoth's polarity hack, how to transmute fear into power. You feel a flutter in the stomach as your inner compass recalibrates to a new north. 5. Fermentation, the rot of rebirth. Like Jung's shadow self, the soul must rot to become spirit. This is the Kali Yuga endgame happening within your own cells. You may experience sudden sleepiness as your DNA, the biocircuitry antenna, is hard-coded for a new frequency. 6. Distillation, the purity test. The soul is repeatedly boiled and condensed. This is the rhythm hack, learning to dance outside the demiurge's clock. You are tested by the guardian entity at the threshold of ascension. Only the purest frequency of your soul memory can pass. 8. Coagulation, the golden body. The still point is reached. You become the absolute point where consciousness becomes reality. You no longer disappear 14 times a second. You have mastered the blink factor and stepped out of linear decay. You are now the holographic universe in a single point of light. Watch what happens to your breathing as you absorb this map. Your vagus nerve is shifting from fear to sovereignty. The fire has a destination, and it is the still point where the matrix can no longer find you.
You are becoming a wild pendulum that has finally found its center. To survive the alchemical fire, you must stop being the wood that burns and start being the fire itself. The Phoenix Protocol is your technical manual for navigating the timeline pivot points when your reality begins to fracture. This is not about positive thinking. It is about somatic resonance calibration, learning to stay centered while your biocircuitry antenna is being rewired. The linger test. When a crisis hits, a sudden loss or a surge of anxiety, do not rush to fix it. The system feeds on your reactive trying to escape. Instead, practice the linger. Stay in the discomfort for 90 seconds. Watch the tightening in the chest as a scientist would observe a chemical reaction. By refusing to react, you collapse the observation trap and starve the Alush farm of its expected harvest. Recognition windows. Start documenting the synchronicities and glitches in your matrix. These are recognition windows, moments where the stroboscopic blink of reality slows down enough for you to see the simulation code. When you see a repeating pattern, acknowledge it without judgment. This is Thoth's rhythm hack. You are learning to synchronize your internal pendulum with the still point of the absolute, rather than the demiurge's clock. The Void Protocol. Practice existing between two heartbeats. This is Bentov's zero-point secret. In moments of absolute silence, you are tapping into the conscious black light. This is your safe zone. The matrix cannot track a frequency that is at rest. This is your Stargate function activated. You are no longer a prisoner of linear time, but a navigator of the vertical time moment. Watch what happens to the boljon in your limbs as you commit to these steps. Your vagus nerve trap is being bypassed. You are no longer waiting for the fire to stop. You are using its heat to forge a God switch within your own mind. The Ahrimanic trap of 2025 is designed to keep you in a state of constant reaction. The Phoenix Protocol is your exit from that loop.
The fire does not ask for your permission, but it does demand your presence. We have traveled through the architecture of decay and decoded the stroboscopic truth of your existence. You now understand that your life isn't falling apart. It is being distilled to its divine essence. The alchemical fire is the bridge between being a prisoner of the multitude and becoming a sovereign of the one. As you stand beyond the ashes, notice the sudden clarity or the deep stillness in your heart. This is your heart's forbidden torus field, finally spinning in harmony with the absolute. You are no longer a victim of the Kali Yuga endgame or the Ahrimanic trap of the current timeline. By mastering the still point and the Phoenix Protocol, you have deactivated the God switch that the Matrix used to control your biocircuitry antenna. You have transitioned from horizontal decay to vertical time, where the past no longer dictates your frequency. The Alush farm can no longer harvest a soul that has transmuted its fear into the language of light. This is your call to sovereignty. The Thoth prophecy is not a warning of doom, but a manual for your forced disconnection from the Matrix. You are the conscious black light that the CIA tried to bury and Itzhak Bentov died to reveal.
Your DNA is no longer a cage. It is an antenna tuned to the frequency of freedom. The fire has done its work. What remains is the God particle inside you, glowing with a light that no darkness can comprehend. As you leave this space, carry this frequency with you. Watch for the recalibration signals in your daily life, and remember, you are the alchemist, the fire, and the gold. If you have felt the somatic resonance of this decoding, your journey has only just begun. The halls of Amentai are open to those who have walked through the flame and kept their eyes open. Step forward into your radiant sovereignty. The Matrix has lost its hold. You are free.